Hey y'all, Jamie here. Proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, I was 11 years old and I had run away because my mother's boyfriend had beaten the fuck out of me. Beaten me black and blue. And I ran. I ran all the way to the mall. And it was called Sharpstown Mall in Houston. And I ran there and I called, I walked around for a while. I really didn't know what to do. And then I called a runaway hotline. And when the lady at the hotline found out my age and I said I was 11, she said, get off this goddamn phone and go home, little boy. What are you doing? She was very, what are you doing? And I didn't know what else to do. Other than the runaway hotline, I did not trust police. I'm sorry, but my stepfather's brother was a cop and he constantly got him out of shit. And I learned really, really, really young that the police were not always there to protect and serve. So I did not trust going to the police. Um, and yeah, the mall closed at 9. I stayed there till 9 o'clock that night and I had left in the afternoon. Okay. And I stayed till 9 o'clock that night. And then I went back home. Well, I called my mother. After the mall closed, I didn't know where to go. I was 11. I didn't know where to go, and I called my mom and she said, stay right where the fuck you are. And when I saw my mother's silver Corvette drive up, because she had a 1978 Sterling Silver Anniversary Edition of a Corvette, when I saw it pull up, I knew. I don't know. I just had dread in my heart. And as soon as I got in the car, she started slapping me. And I mean, like, viciously, viciously slapping me repeatedly, at least a dozen times, as hard as she could, just bitch slapping the piss out of me. And I started crying, of course, and she was like, how dare you fucking run away, you little sorry son of a bitch, and all of that. She dragged me home, and so I went back home and I went back to school, and they were still dragging me to this evangelical church, okay? And in this church, y'all listen, in this church, they would do this thing called laying hands, okay? And they would speak in tongues and shit too, but they were laying hands. And that would be when they would have like guest speakers come to the church and stuff, and or a youth pastor would get up there, something like that. And then there would be a line. People would get up and make a line to go up there to have hands laid on them. I even had Billy Graham lay hands on me one time. If any of y'all know who that is, literally walked up to Billy Graham and had him lay hands on me. And what did I do? I fell the fuck out. Fell the fuck out like I was slain. They called it slain in the spirit. Okay. So when you see everyone else around you being touched on the forehead and then they just fall out like they're dead, you do the same thing. You don't want to be the one asshole standing there like, why are you touching me on the forehead? You know what I mean? Like, you went along with it. I'm sorry. And I think that that's a lot of mass psychosis of going along with that shit sometimes, because at least it was for me. And I can't be alone. Okay. So I would go up there and get slain in the spirit. And my mother started getting me involved in the youth group at the church. They had a group of little boys, the Royal Rangers was what it was called. And, I had tried to join the Brownies when I lived with my grandma. And then I was informed that the Brownies was for little girls and I was not allowed. And I was very pissed that I was not allowed to be a Brownie. But so the Royal Rangers, my mother throws me into the Royal Rangers, right? And I'm going along with the program, and then there's a summer camp. I get through the school year. I'm dabbling with smoking pot and things like that and getting in trouble on the side. My mother and Harry are beating me on a regular basis now. Like, they're both looking for excuses. They do it all the time. Doesn't matter what it is. You left your what? You left your math book at school? Get over here and beat the fuck out of me. And I don't mean, like, listen, I'm not talking about spankings, y'all. I'm talking about I had to go to school and hide bruises, black and blue bruises all over my body. And I had to hide them, which meant I could not dress out for PE or any of that bullshit. That was out the window, honey. I couldn't do that. I was covered in bruises all the time. So that was my life. That was honestly my life. And then when school year was over, you know, I got to go to their evangelical summer camp, right? And this camp, A little like the Moonies, not gonna lie. A little like the Moonies. I mean, listen, it was what it was. And I didn't have a terrible time. I got along great with the girls, as usual. I always got along great with girls. And at the end of the week with camp, like you stayed for a week for this camp. And at the end of the week, there was a banquet, right? And there was a big banquet for all of the kids to get together. And, there'd be a big prayer service and all of that, right? So, and by the way, the whole speaking in tongues thing, yeah, they kept telling me, well, when you really accept Jesus, you'll start speaking in tongues too. So, what did I do? I started speaking in fucking tongues one day because I got tired of hearing it. I just started, blah, 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 girl, I'm sure I'm not the only one in those churches doing it. Trust me. And so, yeah, for the banquet, y'all, I decide to do all the girls' hair and makeup that I made friends with that week at camp, right? And they want me to. Like, they have me over into the girls' dorm on the other side. I could not stand being in the boys' room when they had to take bullpen showers and shit. Couldn't do it. So I was over on the girls' side doing their hair and makeup. And the pastor walked in. The pastor walked in with me with a curling iron in this girl's hair. And he said, I need you to come with me. And if y'all want to know what happened next in this crazy little MAGA adventure of mine through growing up in that world, stick around. Y'all be back. Come back tomorrow and I'll be here too. I love you all. I love you all for watching and I love you for the comments. Talk to you later. Bye bye.